Imam Sajjad alayhi salam was in Karbala, but he had a huge role to play beyond it. I wish to focus on this role in this lesson, the role in which he transmitted the message of his father, the message that his father rose up for, that of Islah, to all people and to Muslims specifically. First of all, his name was Ali, the name of his grandfather. Imam Hussein alayhi salam was known to name all of his sons Ali. Ali al-Sajjad, Ali al-Akbar, Ali al-Asghar. However, the names that he was known for were mainly two. Al-Sajjad, which I have referred to him by in this video, which means the one who prostrates, the one who bows his head onto the ground in worship of Allah. And the second name was Zainul Abidin, the best of worshippers. Both names are linked. Both point to the devotion that a saint has to God. Imam Sajjad was known after Karbala, he was famously known as the one who was connected to Allah. He was known as a man of piety, of prayer, of worship, and of devotion. If one was to ask why was this the case, then all we have to do is look at the circumstances, the social circumstances, the spiritual circumstances, the historic circumstances of the Muslim community after Karbala, and the answer becomes clear. Imam Hussein alayhi salam was killed and martyred by those who had certain motivations. Here we have a most pure, just, and innocent, infallible human being of the highest level of what a human being is supposed to be, killed by motivations of power, of wealth, of greed, of reputation, of positions. Ultimately, Hubb al-Dunya, the love of this world. It suffices to say that Hubb al-Dunya is what killed Abu Abdullah. That's what he was martyred for, martyred by. Whereas Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam was a man of pure ubudiyah, pure devotion to Allah, pure worship of Allah, as known by his two names. If we focus on this disease of Hubb al-Dunya, which was rampant in the Muslim community through Karbala and after Karbala, the way in which Imam Sajjad was to bring the people back on the path of Islah was to focus on the connection to Allah, to use what occurred in Karbala to bring people towards Allah. And he did this through his ubudiyah, to bring Allah as the center of our lives. Whereas these people were living with jah and wealth and reputation as the center of their lives, Imam Sajjad's mission was to carry on through spirituality, to bring people back to the meaning of life, Allah being the center through ubudiyah. So you find in his work with the people, with his tabligh and with al-Sahifa al-Sajjadiyya, a great treasure in our tradition. You even look at the words that he uses in one of the great du'as, Dua Abu Hamza al-Thamali, dua that we read on Laylatul Qadr in Shahr Ramadan, where he says, Allahumma khrij hubb ad-dunya min qalbi. Lord, remove the love of this world from my heart, because it was the love of the world that killed Imam al-Hussein. And if Shaykh Bahjat's words are true, that we each have a Hussein and a Yazid inside us, then know that the weapon of the inner Yazid is Hubb al-Dunya, and that's what he will slaughter the inner Hussein with. Whereas the Ubudiyya is the weapon of the inner Abu Abdullah alayhi salam. Imam Sajjad's technique was to always remind the people of his father, whether it was through political means or spiritual means. And ultimately he shows that this was a spiritual mission when a man was asking Imam Sajjad, did your father truly gain victory in Karbala as you claim, when he is slaughtered and his killers run free? And the famous reply was, oh man, if you hear the adhan and you hear the mu'adhin call out, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, then you will know who is victorious. Because the mission was to wipe out Islam and my father's blood kept Islam alive. It was only for Imam Sajjad to revive Ubudiyyah in the hearts of the people. Islam was still alive, and now he had to show Iman within Islam. He never allowed anyone to forget his father. Even when he would drink water, at every time he drank, he remembered his father. He was known to cry tears when he drank water. There is a report of Imam Zain al-Abidin walking in the marketplace, and there is a butcher about to slaughter a lamb. Imam Sajjad walks up to him and says, "Oh man, did you give this lamb any water before you're about to slaughter it?" And the man said, "Of course. Would I be so cruel not to give water to an animal before it is slaughtered?" So he replies, "Oh man, my father Al-Hussein was slaughtered in Karbala thirsty. قتل الحسين بكربلاء عطشان إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون ولعنة الله على الظالمين إلى يوم القيامة."